Hey y'all, today I'm doing a video on a little bit of a twist of the chocolate no-bake cookies. A lot of people use oatmeal in them. I'm doing a little bit different. I don't really eat a lot of oatmeal type stuff because I'm kind of low carb. I'm not no carb, but I'm lower carb, and oatmeal has a lot of carbs in it. So um, there's a recipe that's a little bit lower in carbs than the traditional no-bake oatmeal cookies, peanut butter oatmeal cookies, whatever you want to call them. I am actually using this grated coconut. It's pretty cool stuff. I'd never used it before. When I bought it, I thought it was like the dry coconut flakes. I thought that that's what that was in the can because it just says grated coconut flakes. So I really didn't read anything else on the can, so I assumed it was just the regular coconut flakes, but it's not. It's got like a juice in it. It is flaky. It does have flakes in it, but it's like a juice. So it's really, really good. I'm using the little Jif peanut butter cups. I use these because I use them in the van when we're traveling. They're a lot better for traveling, so that's what I had on hand, so that's what I'm using. And I'm using Cookie Pieces pecans. I'm going to put those in there for a little more texture. Lily, stop. And then I'm using the I can never say that word. I don't know. Ghirardellis. Anyway, you guys might can figure out how to say that word. But that's what I'm using. I'm using the 60% cacao. You can get 72% cacao, or you can get 100% cacao. I like the 60%. It's kind of a medium dark chocolate. It's still really dark chocolate, but it's not quite as dark as the 72 or the 100. Now, I can eat either one of those two. It doesn't really matter. I just like the dark chocolates. And they're a lot lower in carbs and sugars than the traditional chocolate chips. So, like I said, the higher up it goes in cacao, like if 72% has less carbs than the 60 and less sugar, and then the 100 I think it has 0 carbs, and no sugar. But I like the 60%, and I get this giant bag. It's 500 count. What the poundage is, it's 5 pounds. I get this big gigantic bag from Amazon, and just for a small bag, like just for let's see if I have a bag of this size. I normally pay $9 for one of the bags like this size, one of the bags like that size, the 9-ounce bag. Those are usually around $9.99 for the Ghirardellis cacao. And I can get this gigantic bag right here for, if you watch, it's on sale sometimes for around $42. That sounds like a lot, but you get a lot of chips in here. These last me for several months, and I eat a handful of those every day. It's actually good for you to eat a little bit of chocolate, dark chocolate, every day. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for a lot of different things. So I try to eat a little handful of them each day. So I get this giant bag. It saves me a lot of money just getting the giant bag like that. So what we're going to do is, I've used about 3 cups. About 3 cups of chocolate chips in there. And I'm just going to put my peanut butter in there. And I'm going to set this in the microwave until the chips and the peanut butter are melted together, and you just mix it up until it's smooth. And then I'll show you what I do after that. Okay, so I left it in there for a minute. I put it on the microwave on high. I put it in there. I left it in there for a minute. I took it out and I stirred it. Stirred the peanut butter in with the chocolate chips. And I put it back in for 1 more minute. And I use an ice cream bucket. I just use a bucket because I don't have any microwave safe bowls here at the cabin. So I just use these ice cream buckets, and they work really good. You can stir them up real good in there. So that's 2 minutes. It melted it really nice, as you can see. And you just want to stir it until it's creamy, which it is already pretty much. Very creamy. And, oops. Then, like I said, I've added my peanut butter. I put that in and put it in the microwave with the chocolate. Now, here in Alaska, we don't have garbage service. We have to take our garbage to the dump. And so when I use something like this, I go ahead and I wash that. When I wash my dishes, I just wash those out too. And that way they're nice and clean. And I don't have a lot of things in my garbage that will, you know, smell or anything like that, or attract animals or anything like that. So I wash everything out. I wash out all my cans. I wash out all my little cups like this. I wash out anything, any tuna fish packets or anything like that. I rinse them out with water so that they don't smell up my garbage can. Because sometimes it can be, you know, a month or so before you can get all the garbage taken to the dump. So a lot of times I'll end up tying this garbage up and putting it in a box. And I usually seal the box up and put it in my van. And then when I get a chance to go to the dump, then I just throw the whole box and everything in the dumpster. It works very, very good that way. So, all right. I know the cooking video turned into an explanation of the dumpster. And that does not really go together, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. So now I've got that finished. I'm going to go ahead and mix my coconut up in there and my peanuts. And I used a half a can. I already made one batch of these last week. And I had a half a can left over, so I put that in the refrigerator. And then I have the cookie pieces of pecans. And I'm going to put probably about a cup, maybe a cup and a half. Just depends on how thick you want it. I'll probably just put about a cup. Maybe not even quite a cup. It's just your preference, however much you want to put in there, whatever you put in there. And I've already laid out my my paper over here. I'm using parchment paper. So I got from Amazon. It works very good for cooking and for just doing candies and stuff. It works really good. All right, so let me go ahead and get this coconut and these pecans mixed into here, and I'll show you what it looks like from there. Okay, so I went ahead and I used a cup of the pecans. So I got the pecans in there, and I got the coconut in there. I'm going to mix this up, and you want to mix it up till it starts to thicken just a little bit. And then that's when you want to go ahead and spoon it out on your parchment paper, and I'll show you how I do mine. All right, so see there, it's starting to thicken, and it's starting to kind of stick to the sides, and it's getting sticky and thick. You can see it's real goopy. So next thing you'll do is you'll spoon that out on your parchment paper in whatever shape, whatever size you want it to be. I like to make mine kind of like like a candy bar. And I like to make them kind of thin. If you make them too thin, then they get too hard. So you'll learn the different textures of it as you work with it. But I find if you make them about maybe a half inch thick, they're good that way. They're not too mushy in the middle, and they're not too hard that way. Okay, there they are. I actually had some extra, so I just put it in a little metal baking pan over there. We'll eat those first. But there they are. You can make them, like I said, any shape you want to. What I did was I get a scoop on the spoon, and then I use my fingers to kind of slide it off the spoon and to shape it into candy bar shape. They're easier to eat that way. Like I said, they get pretty dry. This one, you can see it's already dried, ready to eat. But they do crumble. So if you got a doggy like Lily, you got a doggy like her that likes to help you in the kitchen, likes to be under your feet while you're cooking. You gotta try not to drop any of this stuff because it is a very, very strong chocolate. And I don't think it would take too much to make them sick. if that's actually true, that it makes them sick. So I don't know if that's true, but I've always heard that. Well, for years I've heard that. Years ago, I think I remember feeding my dogs chocolate all the time, like chocolate chip cookies and stuff like that when I was a kid. So I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway, I'm always careful with it, and I try not to drop any on the floor for Lily to get a hold of. And like I said, they're very crumbly sometimes when they get dried. They're smooth too. They're chocolatey and smooth, and the nuts are a little bit crispy there. And oh, they're so good. You guys are gonna love these. If you like chocolate no bake oatmeal cookies, you're gonna like these too because they're super good. So just if you've got little kids and you've got dogs and you don't feed your dog chocolate, I would recommend letting them eat them somewhere where they're not going to crumble them on the floor. So yeah, so there they are. Those I didn't shape very well. I just kind of lumped them on there. You could do them like you do the no-bake cookies too. You could just spoon them out in little piles too. However you want to do it. However you would like to do it. This is just easier for me to eat them this way and for Mom to eat them this way too. So there they are. Chocolate no-bake coconut pecan cookies. I guess that's what you could call them. But they're good, whatever they are. So I hope you guys will try to make them and let me know what you think about them. If you like them. If you wanted to make them with white chocolate, you could change that out for white chocolate. If you wanted to put walnuts in them, you could do walnuts. You could do whatever you wanted to do. If you wanted to use just the plain dry coconut, I'm sure it would work just as well. But I kind of like the syrupy stuff that's in that coconut like I had. It gives them a little bit more silkiness and smoothness and a little bit more sweetness. So you can use whatever you'd like to use. If you wanted to use peanuts, you could use peanuts. But either way, I hope you'll try to cook them. Well, no cooking. So I hope you'll try to make you some, and I hope you enjoy them. And thanks for watching the video. God bless you all, and I love you guys, and I will talk to you on the next video. Oh, and cleanup's a breeze. You just have the one bucket that you put everything in. Maybe your mixing cup. And if you're like me, you rinse out all your little things, then that's all you have right there. Very easy cleanup.